Hey everyone, have you ever looked at the world today and felt like our politics is running on some old, clunky, outdated operating system? Well, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating idea that might just explain why. It suggests the world's fundamental rules changed about a decade ago, and our leaders just haven't gotten the memo. Let's get into it.
So let's kick things off with the big puzzle right at the center of all this. You look at figures like Donald Trump and Joe Biden, both well into their late 70s, even 80s, and they're still the main players. In a world that's moving at the speed of light with AI and massive global shifts, how is it that the generation from a totally different time is still in charge? What's really going on here?
To really get our heads around this, the source material says we have to do a little time traveling. We need to go back and understand the old rules of the game, an era where leadership was defined by one single powerful idea: strength. Okay, now this slide is the core concept. The source literally splits recent history into two completely different eras, and it puts the dividing line right at the year 2013. Before that, in what it calls the old era, the world ran on strength and power. The main goal was control, and the way to get it was through force. But then after 2013, we apparently entered a new era where the game changed. Now the principle is wisdom and harmony. The goal is global peace, and the method is insight. It's like the entire planet got a massive software update. And for most of human history, this was just how things worked, right? Leadership meant you were the strongest, the most powerful person in the room, the one who could command and control everyone else. This is the world that shaped our parents and our grandparents. It's the mindset that was passed down for generations. So if the world really did change so dramatically, what happened to the generation that was in power right when that shift happened? Well, this brings us to what the source calls the in-between generation, the baby boomers, who were kind of caught in the crossfire between these two completely different worlds. Now, the source has a really specific way of looking at this generation. It's not just about their age. They're defined as the generation that mastered the world of information. They accumulated incredible amounts of technical knowledge and expertise. Think of them as the great specialists, the masters of their specific fields. And this is where we get to their big paradox. They have all of this amazing, specialized knowledge, but according to this framework, they're missing two crucial things. On one hand, they don't have that old-school, raw, forceful strength that their parents' generation had. But on the other hand, they also haven't developed the new-school, holistic wisdom that this new era supposedly demands. So they're stuck right in the middle, masters of a game that just isn't being played anymore.
And this quote really sums it up. Their expertise is a mile deep, but only an inch wide. It's siloed. They might be a brilliant economist or a fantastic military strategist, but that doesn't mean they understand the new, interconnected laws of how the entire world now works together. It's like they've perfected their one little piece of the puzzle, but they can't see the picture on the box.
This leads us to the absolute linchpin of this entire argument, that one specific moment in time when the world's operating system is said to have rebooted with a completely new set of rules, the Great Turning Point. I mean, look at how precise this is. The source claims the early era, or Sunchen-side as it's called in the original Korean text, officially ended in 2012. Then, in 2013, the later era, or Hucheon-side, kicked off. The idea here is that this wasn't some slow, gradual change. Nope, it was a hard switch. And from that point on, wisdom supposedly took over from strength as the true currency of power.
So what do you get when you have leaders who were trained in the old school of strength and control, but they're trying to operate in this brand new world that runs on wisdom? Well, this is where all the friction and conflict comes from. They're basically using the wrong tools for the job.
And this fundamental mismatch is presented as the root cause of so much of the political chaos and confusion we see today. It's like trying to run the latest, most advanced AI software on a clunky old computer from the 1980s. You're just going to get a critical error. The system simply wasn't built for it. All right, so if the old leadership model is obsolete and the current generation is kind of stuck in between, what's the solution? What does a leader for this new era of wisdom actually need to look like? Well, according to this source, the path for a new leader is super specific. It's not just about winning an election. It's more like a personal transformation. Step 1, they have to find a master or a teacher, someone who can help them upgrade their specialized knowledge into actual wisdom. Step 2, they have to start seeing the entire world not as a bunch of competing countries, but as one single interconnected global village. And step 3, they need to break down those silos and start fusing different fields together to create truly new, holistic solutions.
So, we're not just talking about some nice personality traits here. These are described as the core essential functions of a modern leader. This person isn't just a politician, they're a unifier, a systems thinker, someone who really truly gets the new rules of our hyper-connected world.
And this brings us right back to where we started. Why are older leaders still running the show? Well, from this unique perspective, the answer is pretty simple. A true leader of wisdom just hasn't emerged yet. And in that leadership vacuum, the old guard just stays put. Because from where they're standing, nobody else is qualified to take their place. So whether you fully buy into this idea of 2013 being a hard turning point or not, it leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. In our own lives, as the world keeps getting more and more complex, what qualities do you think define a truly wise leader? What should we all be looking for? Thanks for tuning in for this explainer.